I'm working on Paul's 1969 Mercury Cougar XR7 today. Right now I'm working on cluster. This thing was filthy inside, so I was using a detail brush to knock the stuff off the gauges and compressed air because I don't want to get into it. It's already gotten dirty just from sitting here. So I'm changing the lenses out. I've actually done quite a bit of little things to this. We've had the transmission out of it. It had stripped starter bolts, which I had to rethread. We put a high torque starter in it, and other than just a little bit of drag on release, it's a much better starter. It came to us with the battery size in it for a small block, so we upgraded the battery to a big block size battery. Hang on a second, let me turn this down. It's a great looking car. I've got what is that? I've got Never Dull on all the chrome while it sits here. Never Dull's good stuff. It keeps your chrome shiny. But when it's just sitting here getting worked on, I try to cover the chrome with Never Dull, because it just helps keep it clean. You wipe it all down when you're done. But I'm cleaning all these parts out because the inside of this dash is just disgusting. There's so much grime and grit in here. Getting in here with brushes and vacuums and cleaning out all this stuff while I have the dash out. This whole dash out thing started as I want my clock replaced, and that turned into a bigger ordeal because that's the world of old cars. Everything turns into a bigger ordeal. This car has a passenger side mounted, this is the back of the dash, it has a passenger sided clock, which that's the clock, and you can see how hard it is to see that. But this guy goes in here like so. When you hold your tongue right. And the new clock looks really nice. But the new clock is actually a clock for the driver's side dash. And I think I have that upside down. I do. But so this is actually for the driver's side cluster dash clock. But we're going to make a bracket to fit across there and one up to there and probably a stand to there just to keep it from vibrating, to lock this into place, and then we'll have a nice new clock in place. So I picked up some tin at the hardware store the other day. I'm going to cut some like 3/4 inch wide strips out of it on the shear, and we'll make some bracketry to hold that into the dash. What else have I done on this thing? I've done a lot. I did some power steering leak fixes. I've done some, the kickdown cable wasn't operating. I actually had to pull the valve body off the inside because the lever for the kickdown wasn't oriented right when the transmission was put together. I fixed some transmission leaks, power steering leaks. Just done a lot of little things here and there. Right now his steering wheel is sent out to be restored, and I have some electrical stuff to do that to fix. So we're moving along, striking things off the list on this thing one at a time and moving forward. So let me get this cluster cleaned up and my new lenses put in, because we have all new lenses for these scratched up ones. So we'll get those installed and get this cluster back into the car so that we can keep moving forward. think you could put stuff like this in a dishwasher and probably make the wife mad, but
that old plastic, I don't know.
I'd be afraid of the heat for killing it though, right?
It might be all right for washing it.
Wash it, but would not no heat cycle.
Yeah, no, dry.
He's like put all these really hard to find parts into the dishwasher, pull out a big pile of molten glue. Back before we had Christmas trees, we had these little guys. And they are completely reusable, which is nice. Not as fast. You're just pulling them out and changing them, but take a little effort. And throw them on the ground. Alright, so my new lenses are on. I've got all my new LEDs installed. And I've got my cluster all cleaned up. So let's get this back together and back in the car. That's a lot nicer to look at. Oh, I got the clock, I got the cluster solved. It's all cleaned up and it looks great. I kept thinking about this clock in my head, and I'm like, man, I'm making all these brackets and stuff. And I was looking at the clock, and there's 3 tabs, one here, and one here that are bent over. And I'm like, I bet if I take those out, I can just switch the housing over with the other clock. Now, unfortunately, there's a bunch of Schmitz in here too. And the paint's coming off. I don't really want to hit that with compressed air. I don't know if you can see that or not. The way the light is in here, it's kind of weird. But I'm going to go ahead and void the warranty on this other clock and open it up and switch the housing over. So I'm going to clean this out with my brushes without dislodging too much of the paint. It's probably just white paint to reflect the light for the backlighting. But I think it'll be alright. We'll see what the other one looks like. This one had 4 tabs. Nice piece. I guess I'm not worried about the paint. Looks like this one was rebuilt in 9/14/20. So I won't be too concerned about the paint in there. I think I'll just kind of brush out the dirt and switch it over. Alright, so I knocked that out with a brush. I went ahead and put our new housing back together with our old clock. Basically just put a little down pressure and stake it back together. And we'll do the same thing with this one, except I need both hands for this, so we'll go together, and that'll be our easy solution. I oftentimes think about stuff, and then I think about it more, and I think about it more, and then I finally come up with a simple solution. And this was a keep it simple solution, and it'll fit, and it won't vibrate, and it won't do any weird things. It's always a little stressful taking something apart that's, you know, several $100s, and it's like, hey, can I just take this apart? Well, I mean, technically somebody put it together once already, so everything can be put back together, taken apart, put back together, unless it's in potted material. We have LEDs for this clock as well. We'll stick those in there when we're done. It's nice the old cars had drain plugs in their fuel tanks. You can see we've been leaking here on our sending unit. So we're going to put a new sending unit in it. Probably a new rubber hose there. Get that switched out for a new one. Now that it's empty, that will be much easier to do. Alright, no sock. Has a copper float, that's good. 3/8 hose. Probably redo those because those guys are probably compromised. So this one's an ACP unit, rebranded by WCCC. Has a pickup sock, copper float, 3-pin for light. Inside of the tank looks pretty good. The old O-ring was completely crushed out, which is probably why it was leaking. So we're going to put a new seal and a new lock ring on it with a new sender, get this thing back together, and get our dash back together. Alright, new sending units in. Got full circle low pressure band clamps on them. Make sure we've got a good suction seal. We'll go grab a couple of electrical connectors, fix our wiring, and that's pretty much bringing us to the end of this project for now. I have to put the dash back in it, which I will do as soon as I get the electrical done. I'm also working on this express van box truck. We're on the mend with this one, going back together. Had an engine lose a cylinder number 5, had 0 compression, and it had piston rings in the oil pan, which is awkward. Never good to find piston rings in your oil pan. It was weird too because you couldn't see them from the top. It was weird. Or from underneath, you couldn't see damage to the piston, so very strange failure there. But dash is all pretty much cleaned up. My clock's been switched out. I just switched out the housings. They turned out looking pretty good. And yeah, back together we go. Get this thing on the ground. I get the van finished, then the Camaro gets done. The Mercedes is in process for the drive shaft being replaced. It took out a cat because he just kept driving it until it went bang and wouldn't drive anymore. We are waiting on Jack's Wax to come over and look the car over and see what they think they can do with the paint. This has an older paint job on it that has been touched up in places, and some spots the paint didn't adhere real well or didn't get full coverage. So maybe at some point Paul will do a repaint on this, but he's going to drive the snot out of this thing this summer. and we're trying to get him to where he'll be on the road more than off the road. Oh, it needs a vent hose on the rear diff. I didn't see that until now. We'll take care of that. That's a quick, easy fix. Basically, it came in, we did shocks, we did power steering, leak repairs. It wasn't charging, so I rebuilt the alternator, put a new voltage regulator in it, new fuel tank sending unit, pulled the dash apart, found a bunch of grossness in there. So, in the process of cleaning that all up, did his lenses, did some lights, did more lights. I actually have another light. I put a brand new bulb in up front, and it's not, the turn signal's not working, but the running light is. So, I gotta take that back apart again and make sure the bulb works. So, been moving right along. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.